13, Kyle Cochran. And then on the other side, Layne Malczewski goes for Michigan State at number 23.
Malczewski's had a really up and down season. His wins are fantastic, including a pinfall victory over number 7 All-American John Poznansky. But he has some questionable losses. He's very hot and cold with some of this. So we're going to see what we get out of that. Some of this, he has an inability. Great leg attack. I was going to say he lets guys in on the legs commonly, but then the defense can be where we start to see some of the issues. So I feel like we're going to see plenty of this today. Plenty of guys in, because I want to point out Kyle Cochran, similar enough. Defense, mat riding. There's a lot of stylistic similarities between A and B. Bottom
Cochran
leg
definitely
cradle.
on the defensive here, but he's able to wiggle free. And after about a 50-second scramble, we'll restart.
He tried to Dixie roll through. He tried to put Cochran to his back in the middle of that scramble. Cochran saw it coming a little bit more, was able to elevate his hips and escape out the side. Beautiful stuff. We're going to see a lot of good scrambling here at 184 pounds. I can already tell early in the matchup. And now Cochran is having to reevaluate the entry a little bit as he understands some of the scrambling danger that he's going to see as he enters in to some of those low-level attacks. Both these guys, little mirror imagey of each other, right? Even though I would say also Malczewski, longer, lankier, which could help him in some of these scrambles. But Cochran, a little stronger, a little more yoked, I would say, rigged up.
Kyle Cochran, it's the big key for him, and we've talked about this a couple other times in a few of his other matchups. When he takes the lead early, he's very difficult to beat down, but on the other side, he has trouble coming back when he falls behind.
I would say that's fair. He's much better wrestler as a front runner. Him trying to come back from a significant deficit is very difficult, something he has not shown the huge skill set in doing. And so he's wrestling this first period with that in mind, that this is going to be tricky, and he's trying to open this guy up a little bit now. As Kyle gets called for hands to the face and gets warned a little bit that he is poking the guy a little bit too much in between the eyes. You see Malczewski is wrestling from that low tripod very often. He drops to that knee, he drops that hand, he's looking to kind of get under your head and hands defense to shoot to your ankles. But he hasn't been able to make much happen himself.
Now again, Cochran
and the crowd
engages.
is not happy about it.
A lot of comments on this fight from the crowd. Not a lot going on so far. We had the good scramble early, but it's been a lot of bobbing and weaving since then from both guys. So we go in with no score into the second between Malczewski and Cochran.
I had a feeling this one was going to be decided on the mat, right? Both guys are a little more counter-offensive on the feet. On the mat, they love to scramble. So let's see what exchanges we get early on here. Where do we get guys going early in their scrambles here?
Got a caution on Cochran.
Looks like Kyle might be choosing a tight waist and underhooking that far shoulder. Let's see what we got, or the near shoulder rather. He's looking to pull him back. Malczewski stands.
Can't seem to get him off his feet though.
Him, and they roll. Positive exchange for Cochran, and he'll get a restart as Malczewski, able to build very easily to his feet, I would say, though.
Yeah,
right?
Again,
not a lot of pressure.
You talked about this for Bertoni. He's a little stronger than Malczewski is, but even those mat returns are tough because Malczewski's just a really big frame.
There's the roll again. Malczewski trying to get freaky and funky through here, and he rides left and right until he's able to float hips and get the escape. Very tricky mat wrestler, and he takes a very extended shot. Now I'm going to be interested to see, did he extend himself on purpose because he's just so comfortable here? You know, is he tricky here, and that's why he got so extended? I don't think so, as Kyle Cochran looks to step over that far ankle, and now he's locked in the crotch.
Trying to swing back over the top. Malczewski rolls over in a sitting position. Cochran still trying to get the right leg free.
Kyle's looking to step over that near ankle. If he steps over that near ankle, it's a very different position.
Still made a move with the hip there to try and get over the top. Malczewski with the left hand trying to swing that leg up around over the top. Still a tough position here. Good scramble again.
Kyle is trying to keep control of that ankle as long as he can. It's a good position for him. He hips in and knocks Malczewski down. He controls the ankle and cross faces and keeps pressure going. He stays behind. The referee needs to start looking at this is a lot of control.
Tough no call there for Cochran. Looked
Tough
like he was
no
in a good
call.
spot.
He's
Still
just holding
nothing.
on. Malczewski's looking for that restart as Kyle does everything but gets the takedown.
Cochran dominated
Kyle
that stretch for about
Kyle
30
wants
seconds.
The cube. Kyle wants the cube, and I think that's an understandable call as a wrestler. The corner is waving him off and might want to talk to the referee quick.
Couple of good spots. They even wanted maybe a near fall count starting there.
Not near fall, but a danger call, which would result in a 2-point takedown. But very similar, yeah. Man, what great wrestling through that position. And if you're Cochran, you know, if this match ends up going to Malczewski, that scramble and that no call may end up looming large.
10 seconds to go here in the second, and then it'll be Cochran's opportunity on the bottom. He'll have to work the escape from Malczewski. Seen enough there.
Legal club, but a good hard one. That it was a little bit more Malczewski responding to it. Let's check the replay, and you see Cochran sits him down and starts building height, hooks the ankle, and starts turning around. Malczewski's able to roll through, but exposes his own shoulders to the mat and starts pulling on that near leg hard. Great scrambling, great hips.
Did
but
not
ultimately
have the clock
no
reset
points.
on that quick start. The official clock on the board over there, so we'll have to restart here with the 2 minutes.
Man, this is big third period coming up. 18 seconds of riding time in the bag for Kyle Cochran right now. 1 point for Malczewski in this really even matchup. And this speaks to how even 184 is across the board, similar to 197, which we're about to see. There's so many guys in this weight class that can make a contention at the national level. Kyle Cochran, Southern Scuffle champion. Malczewski, tough Big Ten wrestler. And he looks near hook, and he's looking spladle. He's looking spladle here at the Big Ten 184. Kyle stands up on it. He sits to a hip. This is similar to the scramble we just got into. But now he has the far ankle, and riding time is building. There's the difference. Riding time is building up for Malczewski.
Cochran trying to get a hold of the ankle to try and again free the hip. He's got his leg pinned, but there's going to be no go on this one. And again, it's just tough to see. Love to see how that one would have shaped down, but the stalemate call brings us back to the middle.
I think the stalemate call was ultimately correct. The guy building riding time, you don't want to let him build a ton of riding time for nothing, was just holding on, and Cochran was not going to be able to reverse the position without a ton of work, if that. So I understand the stalemate call in that case, not a stall call, stalemate call.
Quick mat return here by Malczewski, but a good spot in the end for Cochran as he just has to get that right arm loose. And he might be able to make a move. Now he's going to try and scramble loose out. Malczewski just driving him, trying to bring him back down like this is a rugby tackle.
He's trying to sit him down to the hip. Man, if he had stayed in bounds another second longer, he might have gotten a stall call there, which could have been very, very impactful. And now Kyle's going to have to go back on bottom. Malczewski having a hard time following, but not an impossible time. If Kyle can win the first move, he's going to win the exchange, but he got to win the first move. Tense moment, big moment energy.
60 seconds remaining
and you see
here.
the first moment is won by Malczewski. He has the boot in, and he's draped over the top before you see the A movement really from Kyle Cochran as he's tripoding up. And that riding time's going to go over a minute. That's so important, right?
Cochran is on all fours, but just Malczewski draped all over him, making it difficult for him to get to the escape position. 30 seconds to go, and Malczewski's done a fantastic job here. Now a great pin down there to the shoulder.
He has the leg on one side and the arm on the other side. He's going to be able to ride you all day long. You can't have somebody have a cross-body ride in that fashion. And like we said, he turns back in, and the reversal.
He's got to keep him down for the last 10 seconds. He can't let Malczewski get free. 5 seconds. Can Cochran hold on? No, he cannot. And it will go back to neutral there, and it's going to end up being a 3-2 win for Layne Malczewski with the riding time. A tough break there for Kyle Cochran.
Like we said, it was that takedown no call at the end of the second, in the second period, that ended up making the difference for Malczewski. Holds on, and I do unfortunately mean holds on for the victory. He did not do a whole lot of scoring in that match, but he is able to put together the strategy to overcome Kyle Cochran, who is just not able to put the points on the board despite so much good wrestling and hard wrestling.
Maryland, again, a heartbreaker there at 184, so we move up to 197, where we have another fantastic matchup here between Cam Caffey and Jaron Smith. Jaron Smith coming off a top 10 win against Pat Bruckey. And obviously Cam Caffey's been sensational this season with a 21-4 record, ranked in the top 10. It looks like we have something on the mat here that needs to be cleaned.
A little bit of blood, some hard wrestling. That's Big Ten stuff. I'm surprised they could see it with the big red M. Man, what a match at 184. Gotta believe they're gonna look through a couple of those situations. I think the ref may have missed some of those calls for some additional stallings in terms of dropping down. But we got matches at 197 to think about. Caffey, Smith. Smith has come out with a first period takedown in his last couple matches, including against Bruckey and Braxton Amos. I'm interested to see if the same thing will happen today. Cam Caffey staying very low, working his way into this match. He's had some time to think about it and game plan a little bit for Jaron, who's still working his way back after missing some time with COVID issues, but he's back now.
It's like a bulldozer, though, and you can see Caffey very wary of the quick move of Jaron Smith. He wants to work in a counterattacking position.
Or at least bleed it to later in the match, right? At least get it going till later. And there's good movement, gets him snapped down to the mat. Cam really light on his feet right now. And there's the hard double, 3 in a row. I told you it was coming. I don't know why you didn't listen to me. But there's the 3rd time in a row he has taken a top 10, or at least a ranked opponent, Braxton Amos, not a top 10 opponent, I apologize, but a ranked opponent, and hit a very nice double leg early in the first period here as he starts to put together that great leg ride that Jaron Smith has been so effective with here.
And you see, once Jaron Smith gets at you with momentum, it's very difficult to prevent the takedown there. And you saw the second that Caffey gave him just the smallest of windows, the veteran in there with a nice takedown.
Got him moving, got him back on his heels, and was able to get a little bit of motion going to get the setup. It was absolutely beautiful work from Jaron, and now he gets rewarded with looking like at least a minute on top. A lot of good work here from Jaron Smith early in the first, holding the hand over top, extending this ride. Veteran work from Jaron, you notice, but now Cam reaching back.
Still just holding that right hand in to keep this going. This is a tremendous job from Jaron Smith. He's been in College Park for 7 years now. Just a big vet move here against another vet in Cam Caffey, who's been here a long time, another redshirt senior. So these are two of the most experienced at 197 as we're going to take another look at this takedown. And as you mentioned, the second he gets a hand in here, you're just done.
The speed to the leg and the finish, in and out, and he was able to get the double leg for 2. He's built up 1:17 of riding time so far to give himself the early cushion.
Caffey is able to get to his feet here.
That left boot's back in, though. That left boot's back in.
Smith thinking about a big mat return.
He's working hard here. And Cam is able to clear, escape, and get him back. But that is a very meaningful first period for Jaron Smith. Not that it's over, but in general. They're calling stalling on Jaron for what?
This will go out near the hardwood over there, an immediate challenge from Alex Clemson. The Michigan State corner wants a call as well. My goodness, you saw Roger Chandler all the way over at the scorer's table.
That's the fastest I've seen anybody move all day. And both corners not exactly happy about that. I'm not exactly sure. The referee has lost control of the mat as we go to figure it out.
We'll take a look here. It looked like Michigan State wanted the escape. It looked like it was signaled by the ref.
I mean, to me, this is not controversial in terms of the scoring. I guess Michigan State is looking for the stall call on the return, but this is him working very hard, and then he gets the one, and then I suppose they gave the stall call retroactively on that, but I don't know that you're even allowed to do that, so Maryland is right to the referee is right to answer on that. If you want to tell me that that is stalling on Jaron Smith from top, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. You're right, whatever you want on the rule
absolutely.
book.
I mean,
but he was working very hard to return him to the mat. You can tell me whatever you want about 5-second counts, but he's working his ass off to return him.
Yeah, we saw 2 or 3 attempted lifts there. He tried to make the move, and then they just reached a point where
I mean, after what I saw at 184 pounds, not for nothing, to not get the calls at 184 pounds and then to see him at 197 after that, to be stalling seems inconsistently called. And we're going to see what these referees come up with. To me, it should be a no call. To me, it's 2-1. Cam Caffey should be escaped, and we should be back on the feet. I don't know why they didn't award one. It was clearly once he slipped the shoulder and was back into the underhook with Jaron Smith's overhook, that's clearly a one-point escape and how it should be called. They're probably just trying to figure out the riding time right now.
Both coaches over there want an explanation on this one.
Yeah, they moved it back to 2-0. I can't imagine that Cam Caffey's not getting an escape out of this. Unless they're rewinding it back to a certain point in the match. We'll have to see what they call. Maryland is grabbing their challenge brick back, which seems meaningful to me in some case.
So you can only imagine that if they were looking at the stall, then that was taken away, because it looked like the escape was almost a no conversation. Unless it is that way, because we see again a long talk here with Roger Chandler and the official. No escape. Whoa.
That one sure went to Maryland. That to me looked like he cleared back out and got back to neutral to me. I don't know that I've seen it called that way, but now
might cost him a
let's
reversal.
See what
Jaron gets back on top with the leg swing around. Now he's just hanging on for dear life. Gets the leg of Caffey.
That was a lot of beautiful chain wrestling from Jaron, where he almost ended up on his back several times. The referee should be making it count there, by the way.
Jaron gets back to control over the top, and he's going to ride out the rest of this. That was a tremendous broken up 3 minutes of wrestling from Jaron Smith.
I feel like, man, okay, so end of story is Jaron Smith has a takedown and 2 minutes of riding time here in the first period, and has put himself in position for back-to-back top 10 victories. Let's put that as the headline. For however that first period ended, that was a lot of great scrambling. And
so Caffey will be on top here to start the second.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm still trying to piece together how that wasn't an escape for Cam Caffey as he rolls him through, and Jaron Smith is able to belly down as he tries to base back up. But they didn't consider it an escape. Cam Caffey goes back on bottom. We scramble back through. Jaron Smith almost ends up on bottom several times, but is able to pick back up the ankle and run back through and ride out the period. He's given up a lot of that riding time back right now as he looks to get back up.
Caffey rips him back down to the mat again. Minute 15 to go here in the second. Now he's trying to work a spin. The count starts. Nothing there. They want a stall here against Jaron.
Jaron, for as effective as he is with the hooks in, is showing a lot of inability with the hooks in on himself, right? As he looks to wrestle back in and reverse Cam to his back, and he might have it.
They got the danger call there, it looked like.
if he could have scooted his hips away a little further, he had a shot at it, but Caffey was able to float through and keep position there to keep that top position and keep this second period ride out strong, as he has shown a lot of top game ability here against Jaron Smith. But he's not putting the points together. Moral victories don't go on the scoreboard. Where are the points? Jaron Smith having to carry him, it has a physical toll, but for all of the good work of Caffey, who's now draped over the top looking for a cradle, we're not seeing ones and twos.
Smith, he needs a late push here to possibly get the escape. Caffey holding on for dear life. Can Smith shake through? Yes, he can for a late escape. My goodness, he just almost ran away, looked like there from Caffey after he lost his grip.
That was a lot of great momentum going into this third and a lot of late exposure, or rather, a lot of late explosion from Jaron Smith. We mentioned coming back from COVID issues. Let's see what's going on here. But that's momentum. Positive for him, negative for Caffey. Third period, riding time relatively negligible. Let's see what we get going.
So Jaron Smith with a 3-0 edge. They want a reversal here, and they're going to get it there. Caffey with a nice move.
If he's able to ride out, it's a tie ball game, but Jaron Smith has been playing fast and loose here on bottom, giving up some of these back points, right? He went to that boot. Caffey had it scouted, sat back around beautifully, and was able to get on top. Now Jaron Smith has got to make it happen from bottom. If he does what he did from the second period, he wins.
We have a stall call there against Smith. Something to keep your eye on. It's 3-2 currently, but the riding time building here for Caffey. Smith's got to make his move sooner rather than later. Both sides want stalls at this point. Now a pull back around from over the top there, just pretty much a drag down to his chest from Caffey. 45 seconds, the riding time clock. Now they're looking for a count to start. Don't know if they got two there. There's a count, starts, can't get two.
He's been all ones and ones. There it is.
There's the two, and another immediate look for a challenge here from Alex Clemson.
The Maryland corner is going to challenge it, but if that holds, that's going to be the match, right? It's going to be tough to come back from that.
34 seconds left here in the third. They had a call for two on the near fall. Will it stand? We'll take a look here.
Super meaningful, super impactful. We're going to take a look if he broke the near fall criteria. He has to break 45 for an extended period, be held there by the top man. Not there. Not quite. It's going to be a tough call on 45. It's going to be a tough call. Off that camera angle, it's really tough to see, especially with the referee right there. This angle might tell us a little bit better.
Alex Clemson with...
Clemson was very confident about this challenge and was up out of the chair very quickly. I also think this gives Jaron a chance to recompose and think it through, because if he escapes, he is going to put himself back into this match with a chance to win. But with riding time, if that stands, he's down 5-3. Going to be tough.
We saw some physical movement there between Clemson and Jaron Smith, trying to work through some things here because they know that it's reaching that point here, 6.5 almost minutes into this. We've got two guys that are tired.
Man, 197 pounds, this is a lot of guys to move around, right? This is a lot of humanity moving on the mat. And we talked about Jaron coming back from these COVID issues. This is real stuff. He has been in these streets taking on top-ranked guys, taking on Braxton Amos, taking on Pat Bruckey. Now he's taking on Caffey in a close matchup. He has been able to take these guys down. He's been wrestling on the mat, scrambling through, wrestling tough. And this call is going to determine the next few 30 seconds.
Again, just a real long stretch review here. 34 seconds left in the third.
Getting his breath back, right?
Yeah, but this is an opportunity for both wrestlers to just catch a breather here, because there's been a lot of action, and they're going to go ahead and make that call stand, and you can usually get that by the length of that review that just didn't see enough there to overturn the original call. Now an opportunity for Caffey just to hold on for the last 34 seconds. If he can ride it out, he has got himself a decision victory.
Jaron's got to get up quick. He's got to get out quick. And unfortunately, this tripod stand-up style opens you up to a lot of this kind of stuff. Now he's going to have to start thinking reversal and putting him to his back because he's effectively down 5-3. And this is just not where you're going to win this match. And he's going to watch this one slip away, similar to how the Braxton Amos match. He was up big. He saw that one slip away in a similar fashion. Reversals on the mat. He's watching this one. And I think the tape is going to be a very interesting watch for Jaron Smith as he goes back to this match.
3 seconds, 2, 1, and done. It's a decision in the end, 5-3 for Cam Caffey. Jaron Smith had the edge for a large portion of that, but that late near fall call gets Cam Caffey the win. That was a great performance there from number 8 at 197. And now we have our